So this is the True Weight Tracker. Now I have a fictional person here, but what we do have is a fairly realistic path to weight loss. And I just wanted to use it to demonstrate how weight loss isn't always linear, but it's about trends, um, as well as a few other things. So to start, number one, we're going to be weighing ourselves every single day, except for if you have a cheat day, we don't weigh ourselves on days after cheat days because that's going to be a skewed number that's inflated from sodium and carbs and stuff like that. So weight, you've probably heard me say it already a few times, but if I haven't drilled it in yet, I want to drill it in again. Weight is highly inconsistent and unreliable as a measurement because it can fluctuate so much with hormones, it can fluctuate so much with sodium, it can fluctuate with carbohydrate intake, and a few other variables as well. And if you attach your emotions to what the scale says each morning when you wake up, you are going to be emotionally all over the place and creating stress. And when you're creating stress, that's going to lead to more stress coping behaviors. And if you don't have really healthy ways of coping with your stress, that's going to manifest itself in you eating extra things or doing extra things, having an extra beer, stuff like that you shouldn't be doing, or things that don't align with your goals. So we just want to be very mindful that we're not stressing ourselves out by looking at the individual numbers. Instead, what we're looking at is the trend over time, and if it's going down, as well as our true weight each week. And true weight is the average of all of your measurements of the week before. Now, if your true weight is going up week to week and you're trying to have it go down, then at that point, it is time to feel a little bit frustrated, and we obviously do need to make changes. But if we look, for example, here at March 31st and April 1st, just because the weight spiked by 2 pounds overnight, maybe our fictional character Rebecca here had a bag of chips and it had a bunch of salt in it. We're not going to attach our emotions to that because if you look at over the week, you actually lost a half pound. So by April 5th, they were actually down weight overall, and the true weight is what's really going to matter. By April 5th, we were at 169.5 instead of the starting point of 170. So that's why we use true weight, because if you attach your emotions to daily weight, you're guaranteed going to stress yourself out, and that's going to actually help sabotage your goals and create a negative cycle. So all you're going to do is each day you're going to weigh yourself in the morning, after you go to the washroom, but before you drink or eat anything at all. And then you're going to take that weight, you're going to open up the Google Sheets app on your phone, and you're just going to punch it in column B here on the specific day. So March 31st, Rebecca wakes up, gets up, goes to the washroom, takes her weight, it's 169, and she enters it in here. She does that each day, and what this will do is it'll automatically calculate your true weight week to week, as well as the total change you're seeing week to week. And you'll see here, it's not going to be linear. You're not going to lose weight linearly. It's not going to be 170, 169, 168, 167, all the way down to 155 or whatever the end goal is. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, but as long as the true weight's going down, you're winning. So basically, the other key rule here is don't touch anything except for column B. This chart will fill itself in, the true weights will fill themselves in, and the total changes will fill themselves in as well. And you're seeing here also a very realistic depiction of what's actually happening with the total change in weight. So first, Rebecca's down half a pound, then she's going to lose another 2.5 pounds, and then she's only going to lose 0.27 pounds, and then a pound and a third. It's going to be all over the place week to week. You know, this is a person who's been very diligent. For most of us, to be honest, it's probably going to look more like, maybe the true weight is actually going up. Let's just adjust some numbers here. This is probably a bit more realistic. There's probably going to be a couple weeks of losing and then maybe a week where things backslide a little bit. In a perfect world, we lose every week, but it doesn't always happen perfectly. The big thing is that you stay consistent and stay focused and just get right back on track after each little micro failure. A tiny little micro failure, a slip up here and there as you're learning to cope with stress or learning to eat better is no big deal at all. You just got to keep the big picture perspective and you'll get where you want to go. And then you can see here, it'll even auto total how much weight you've lost of all time. And then the blue line here shows the individual fluctuations. You can see it's, a bit of a spike here, but no big deal. We're right back on track. And then as long as that red line is going down overall, you're winning. You can look at the all-time here. She's lost 4.36 pounds over the course of a month. That's over a pound a week, which is a fantastic pace. And that's really all there is to the true the true weight tracker. So fill that in each day. If you're having a cheat day or a free day where you're basically just refueling and taking a day off from tracking, just don't track it at all. So let's say this was a refuel day here. we would just, so let's say the 171, that was a refuel day, we take it out. And that way, you're not having those days where you're all bloated from sodium and stuff like that, skewing your results. And you can see here, it's going to track a little bit more accurately. That's the only day that you skip. Every other day, you track. Unless I specifically gave you a cheat day, you track. On the cheat day, you wake up and track. But the morning after the cheat day, you do skip it, because we don't want to stress ourselves out about a day where it's just because we had a lot of carbs and a lot of salt the day before. So that's how to use the True Weight Tracker. If you have any questions, let me know, and you will find this tracker in your shared Google Drive folder. Again, get the Google Sheets app. Make sure you're tracking every single day except the day after your cheat day, and that's all there is to it. It'll fill in the rest for you. Just touch column B, leave everything else as is, and if you have any trouble with it, let me know.